9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
Hello, everybody. This is Courtney Rice, WWT's Media and PR Princess, and this is your watch along for Dynamite. And we are on the road to Full Gear. Of course, we're kicking off the music video that actually premiered this past weekend on Collision, and it's going to feature the classic Guns N' Roses song "November Rain." So we kicked it off, and we are in Reading, Pennsylvania, and it's hard to believe we are just that close to Full Gear happening this Saturday. It seems surreal, but here we are. And we got a stack card tonight. And hopefully, because I think it's not my TV, it's probably my server having issues. But they're just going through the matches that hi Boza. Yeah, we're almost at the finish line, but we got some matches happening tonight. Of course we have my client OC, freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy, taking on his former student Wheeler Yuta. We also have an all-star 8-man tag team match. We have, oh God, Will Ospreay, Powerhouse Hobbs, Ricochet, Mark Davis, taking on the members of the Don Callis family, Kyle Fletcher, Konosuke Takeshita, Brian Cage, and Lance Archer. I really had to think about it in my head. And speaking of that, we are kicking off with our 8-man all-star tag team match because we see Ricochet coming out. So basically the 8-man. I know, that's what I thought too. I thought it was going to happen a Full Gear, but you know what? I'm happy we're getting Will and Kyle Fletcher Full Gear because that match is going to be fire. But it's nice that they're kicking off with this 8-man tag team match. And I don't want to make assumptions, but I'm guessing the main event has to be Orange Cassidy versus Little Yuta. That has to be the main event. So I'm excited that they're kicking off and they're just doing the entrances. So we see Ricochet, we see Powerhouse Hobbs, and we see Will Ospreay in the ring. And he looks better. And I see that he changed his outfit too. And he has Mark Davis with him as well because they all team together at United Empire with Kyle Fletcher. So they're coming out. They are ready for battle, taking on the Don Callis family. And I feel like this match is going to be fire. And thank you for hopping on. A little bit of delay, but we are here. And we tackled a lot. We went through all the stories today on WWT Live. If you were with us, a little late, but it was a fun show. Throughout the whole night, I am going to be talking about not just the matches at Full Gear. There's a lot happening, but also there's been a lot of chirping because there's been a lot of chirping involving 2 of my clients. And I will talk about that throughout the night. But we are seeing, yeah, people do love Will Ospreay's entrance. They really get into it. That's the one. And I actually can't wait to see it live this weekend, seeing Will Ospreay's entrance. It's going to be so fun. So we're just waiting on their opponents. I'm guessing that creep Don Callis is going to do commentary, which I'm not surprised because he's a creep. He's always been a creep. So we're just waiting on the Don Callis family. Here comes the international champion, Konosuke Takeshita, Kyle Fletcher, Brian Cage, the Ring of Honor television champion, and Lance Archer. And these guys are not wasting no time for battle. And here we go. They are like outside the ring. Honestly, at this point, the bell hasn't even run, but these guys don't care. They just would beat the crap out of each other. So, what a way Dynamite with this all-star 8-man tag team. So, this tag team match is somebody for United Empire shirt. So, Will Ospreay taking care of Health Fletcher, Mark Davis taking care of Brian Cage. No, Will Ospreay really is putting in damage. As I said earlier, that match is going to be fire. That match is going to be fire. Powerhouse Hobbs is taking care of Lance Archer outside the ring. Pretty much chaos outside the ring, but it's definitely going to be a solid match from the get-go. So that's going to be that's going to be something. So all right, so referee ring the bell. So we have Konosuke Takeshita taking on Mark Davis. They just said that little creep. Well, I mean, can you blame him? How would you feel if you have 4 people that want to beat the crap out of you? I mean, I would really get out of Dodge. And we see Takeshita and Mark Davis exchanging words, and they both seem seemingly even. So it's like they try to give a clothesline to each other, and they won't budge. Mark Davis. Ooh, you got Takeshita. Ooh. All right, Mark Davis trying to get the crowd in. Agmate to Ricochet. Ricochet is doing what he does best outside of the ring. I have nothing against Ricochet, and I know recently in the article we talked about WWE Live, but less is always more because I know he wants to really be champion, but instead of talking about it, just do it. Like, don't say as much. Just do it. Work on your craft. Work on your promos. And he'll be a champion in no time. Hi, Bobby. Thank you for joining this watch along. If you are joining, we are kicking off with the All-Star 8-man tag team match with Will Ospreay, Powerhouse Hobbs, Ricochet, and Mark Davis taking on the Don Callis family members, the international champion Konosuke Takeshita, Kyle Fletcher, Brian Cage, and Lance Archer. And right now, this is turning into chaos because you see Lance Archer and Powerhouse Hobbs going head-to-head, and it looked like Hobbs got hit with the steel steps with the same knee that actually took him out. So I'm hoping it's not that serious because he just came back. And I would love to see him compete a lot more. But the doctors are checking in on it. The doctors are checking in on him to make sure of it. So I'm hoping it's not that. And he's going to the back. Damn. And Will Ospreay's freaking out. And I'm just hoping it's not that serious. Because he just came back. He just came back. And I really don't want to see him get hurt again. So now it's like 4-on-3. And that's going to be hard to do. So Will Ospreay trying to handle, but Lance Archer is just throwing Will Ospreay Ricochet like a rag doll. Thank you, Bobby. Well, I'll get to my clients later throughout the night because there has been a lot of chirping and chaos in the news world. Of course, you heard the news with Toni Storm. I will elaborate on Toni Storm throughout the night because that's also a little bit. Of course, we have the Acclaimed. Oh, wait, let me focus on the match. So the match is picture in picture. Even though it's on commercials, the match is still going on. We do see Lance Archer and Kyle Fletcher getting the upper hand. So this is going to be hard because this is 4-on-3. Because as I mentioned earlier, Powerhouse Hobbs had to be taken to the back because his knee that he injured got hit with steel steps. So the doctor said take it to the back to make sure everything's okay. So I'm hoping it's not serious. But Bobby, answer your question. My clients, well, OC, he's wrestling Yuta. He's getting ready for his title match this weekend. Tony Storm in the news. Tony Storm is in the news. I will talk about that later in the night because I know she says that she's retired and hasn't done anything, but this is how I feel throughout the whole thing with Tony Storm. This is just how I feel.
Bullshit!
Pretty much that's how I feel with everything that happened to Tony Storm, which I will talk about throughout the night. But of course, we have my guys, The Acclaim. They're getting ready for that match this weekend, but there's been a lot of chirping, because a lot of people say they're going to break up. They say Max Caster's going to join the Hurt Syndicate, all this other stuff, because ever since MVP gave him that card, it's just Max has been a little iffy. But I will talk about that because I don't think they're going to break up just yet. I don't think the Acclaim are going to break up yet. And I don't think Caster is going to join the Hurt Syndicate. But I will talk about that throughout the whole 2 hours because there's a lot to cover and there's a lot to dig deep in there. So, as I mentioned, we are underway with our all-star 8-man tag team match. We have members of the Don Callis family, Lance Archer, Brian Cage, Konosuke Takeshita, and Kyle Fletcher taking on Mark Davis, Ricochet, Will Ospreay, and Powerhouse Hobbs. Right now, it's 3-on-4 because Powerhouse Hobbs has to be taken to the back because of his knee, and I'm hoping it's not re-injured, and I'm hoping he gets to come back in the match because that would really suck, and I was very excited to see Powerhouse Hobbs back in the ring. So hopefully it's not that serious. He can come back and be ready to go. Yes, Bobby, I'm ready for Team Will Ospreay as well. And we are back live from Reading, Pennsylvania. So we see Takeshita working on Ricochet, and he looks like he's taunting him. We all know Ricochet really wants the AEW International Champion, but look at that. Yeah, and they're showing the replay of what happened with Powerhouse Hobbs, so I'm hoping he's okay. I'm hoping like it's not that serious. And also we have Daddy Magic Matt Menard commentating tonight because, as I mentioned, we haven't seen Taz for a while because he got attacked by Christian Cage, and he also had to get knee surgery. So we've seen a lot of Nigel McGuinness and Daddy Magic Matt Menard taking turns. So it's nice to see Matt Menard back in commentary tonight. Of course, you can see him always on Rampage every Friday night. Also, you saw what happened on Collision this past weekend. Jack Perry tried to take out Daddy Magic during Daniel Garcia's match against Johnny TV. So that match is definitely going to be a solid one as well between Jack Perry and Daniel Garcia, who are also some of the pillars of AEW. So that's going to be a good one for the TNT Championship. Who is going to be the face of TNT? That's the question. So back to the match. Takeshita, Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay is trying to take out the rest of the, Don Callis family. Takeshita countered. Here comes Mark Davis. Kick by Will Ospreay. Mark Davis is trying to counter. Double team. Ooh, nice double team for Mark Davis and Will Ospreay. 1, 2. Kick out by Takeshita. Will Ospreay's trying to get the crowd riled up. I know you're trying to get the crowd riled up, but focus on the match. And here comes Lance Archer and Brian Cage. Yeah, Boza, this is really a good match, even though it's 4-on-3. It's really putting on a solid match, and it really is getting everybody excited, not just for tonight, but leading up to Full Gear. This is something they really, really need to do. So, Going back to the match, it looks like Lance Archer and Brian Cage are trying to take out Will Ospreay, which, they're trying to do before his match against Kyle Fletcher. Takeshita doing one of his signature moves. 1, 2. Kick out by Will Ospreay. They thought they got the win, but that did not happen. That's the one thing about Will Ospreay. He has a lot of tenacious energy, which I love. Tag made, and here comes Kyle Fletcher. As I mentioned, these two will be facing off against each other at Full Gear this weekend, and I know this is going to be a fire match. Then, of course, he pulled a dirty trick on Ricochet. Will Ospreay's trying to get up, and Kyle Fletcher is just taunting Ospreay. He has no partner to tag. The remaining two, Mark Davis and Ricochet, they're out. As I mentioned, Powerhouse Hobbs, he's in the back. And Kyle Fletcher says, oh, here comes Powerhouse Hobbs. Here he comes. And he's hopping on one leg. I just hope he doesn't. Oh, he really is. I just hope he doesn't. I really want him to have a good, solid run. Please. Here he comes. The fans are trying to get into it. He needs to tag Powerhouse Hobbs. Will Ospreay. Tag made for Powerhouse. All right, he's just taking out Takeshita. Taking out Kyle Fletcher. Double team by Archer and Brian Cage. But it looks like Powerhouse is blocking it. We see a double suplex. Clothesline. Ooh, double clothesline by Powerhouse Hobbs. I have to say, for him coming back on one knee, you could just tell. The most important thing for him, I just want him to be healthy. That's the most important thing, is for him to be healthy, to really have a good, solid run after this. Powerhouse, he's ready. Here comes Lance Archer, of course, taking out the bad knee. Ooh, nasty move. Tag made to Mark Davis. Boot to the face to Takeshita. Another boot to the face. Oh, a nasty punch by Mark Davis. Nasty. And Takeshita blocked it. Ooh, Mark Davis, he blocked it. The kick to the knee. Ooh. That was a nasty move. Is this it? 2, saved by Kyle Fletcher. That was a close save by Kyle Fletcher. Very, very close. And it looks like he's really making a spat to Mark Davis. It really is. Oh, man. And Mark Davis is beating the crap out of Kyle Fletcher. See? That's what happens when you don't, do that. So. Oh, man. Ricochet came in out of nowhere. Ooh, powerbomb by Brian Cage. Ooh, spine buster. Ooh. Will Ospreay take it out? This is like so chaotic. Look at this. Will Ospreay wants Kyle Fletcher. They're not going to wait. Boza, yes, this is the match, but also at the same time, you don't want to take away the personal dispute between Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher, because even though like it is starting to build a bit, their one-on-one match definitely is going to be good. And I like that it's one-on-one, because this story has revolved a little bit about them, especially during Wrestle Dream, and it really made it a lot more personal. And it kind of takes away from some of the story too, that even though it is an 8-man tag match, I like that they're doing it one-on-one. So that's just me. I just don't want them to take away the story. Oh, and we see a miscommunication. Well, Ospreay, he attacked Mark Davis by accident, and Carl Fletcher taking advantage of it. Oh no! And Takeshita, he wants to take out Mark Davis. Man, this is it. 1, 2, 3. This is it. So your winners is the Don Callis family. Takeshita, Fletcher, Archer, and Cage won this match. So I do think they do have momentum, and I think they needed momentum a lot more than Will did, because after when Ospreay gave that promo last week, he really held it down. So I think they need to start building a little bit more momentum, especially for Kyle. So I think this match really kind of set the full. But I will say this match is going to be fire this weekend. I just think they're definitely going to show up. The storyline's there. And who is this? Let's hear from our AEW champion, Moxley. Well, there he is. Darby Allin. Oh God, Darby Allin, Claudio, that match is going to be something. And of course, we heard from our champion, Jon Moxley, because, well, he had some words to say to my client OC. Well, you know what? You would think he would know because they faced off against each other. But he's Orange Cassidy. My client is not dumb as what people think he is. He may look cool as a cucumber, but he has a few tricks up his sleeve. And he also has some friends you wouldn't even think of. So that's definitely something. And why, you ask? Well, OC, tell him why you think you know best.
Because I am freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy, and I do not have a catchphrase.
Pretty much, it just sums it. Also, they talked a little bit about the Continental Classic. That's going to be happening. They're definitely going to do it after Full Gear is over on Thanksgiving Eve, which that's going to be the next one going in, especially with World's End. It's their last pay-per-view for the year. So after Full Gear's over, Continental Classic and World's End. And I just can't believe it. We're almost at the end of 2024. Where has the time gone? What's next for Powerhouse Hobbs? That's a good question. I know right now he's in the middle of feuding with the Don Callis family, which is good for him. I don't know what direction that he was taking. I know our team at WWT Live talked about in joining the Hurt Syndicate, but I think there may be a different direction because, like I mentioned, he's still going to be in that feud with against the Don Callis family. So I don't know what direction. And also, remember, he is a former TNT champion, so he can always go after the TNT championship belt, or this is just a thought, or he could go after the AEW International Championship belt. Because I feel like he could challenge Takeshita for that belt. I know Ricochet really is focusing on that belt, but I wouldn't mind seeing Powerhouse Hobbs being the next contender for that belt. And that belt holds a lot of prestige and pride to it. If you did not catch it earlier, going back a bit, because I know people have been asking me, am I going to go to Full Gear and everything? I will be on site this Saturday at Full Gear this weekend, and I am super, super excited to be there, especially since it's in my home state of the Garden State. And also, it's very nice because I get to see two of my clients live, and also two of them are from my home state, and seeing them perform live in person is crazy. If you did not know, Orange Cassidy is from New Jersey. He lives up in Warren County, which is not far from North. And of course, Anthony, he's from Nutley, New Jersey, which is in Essex County, and it's not far from Newark as well. So it warms my heart to see some hometown boys come in. So, okay, so we have Miss Renee Paquette. And it looks like we have the Hurt Syndicate coming out. MVP, Shelton Benjamin, Bobby Lashley. Oh, so it looks like Bobby Lashley's going to be in action tonight. And we got to see Swerve Strickland doing what he does best, or as my boy Caster calls him, Sneaky Swerve. He had a cheap shot to Bobby Lashley. Well, hey, Bobby Lashley beat the crap out of him a couple weeks ago, so we're gonna see that. I don't know who's gonna face Bobby Lashley. I don't know who's gonna face him, but we shall see. And also coming out to the stage is Adam Cole. As you know, last week he lost to Konosuke Takeshita. So unfortunately, he will not be facing MJF. His buddy Roderick Strong, however, will be facing MJF this weekend. So I don't know why, but for that match, I smell a lot of shenanigans. And it's not mostly on MJF. It's mostly on the Undisputed Kingdom, because I feel like somebody is going to turn on somebody within the Undisputed Kingdom. And also, Kyle O'Reilly has been following this the last couple weeks. If you recall, he helped out Roderick. He didn't shake Adam Cole's hand. So there's a lot of layers happening in this story. I just smell a lot of shenanigans between Max and Roderick Strong. And like I said, it's not going to be on MJF, because MJF is MJF. Like, can't deny that. I just feel like there's going to be a lot of things happening within the Undisputed Kingdom. And I think, of course, with MJF, because even though he's from Long Island, he's not that far from Jersey. So let's see what Adam Cole has to say. So Adam Coles comes out, talking about Saturday, and we get to hear from Kyle O'Reilly. We get to hear from Kyle O'Reilly on what's he going to say. Because after what I said last week, he didn't shake Adam Cole's hands. I'm curious on what Kyle has to say. There's OC! Well, folks, oh boy. First, we heard from Kyle O'Reilly, and he did have some few points to say about MJF being 3 steps ahead. So, it's going to be really interesting to see. But Kyle O'Reilly did have some points, and pretty much everybody's been fighting Adam Cole's battles for him. So, this is going to escalate a little bit further. We got to hear from the conglomeration. Courtney, your client is a stubborn man. He doesn't want the conglomeration at ringside knowing Marina Shafir will be here. Well, that is true. He doesn't want anybody getting hurt. He wants to handle this alone. But I do think he still needs friends. He's a stubborn man. That's what I love about him. He just does it on his own. And speaking of that, we get to see some ladies in action. And it's only 8:30. Wow. 8:30. Usually it's 9:30, but we're we're having some women's action early. Kris Statlander, former TBS champion, taking on Hikaru Shida, 3-time AEW women's champion. And this match is definitely going to be solid, but also only because this is a go home show and Kris is challenging. Well, that is true, but also it's nice to see these two ladies go at it. I know, and I kind of smell Mercedes coming in this match. I smell Mercedes and Camille kind of in this match as well. But, I'm happy to see Hikaru Shida, Kris Statlander. And also feel free to put in the chat. I'll be posting my full predictions before Full Gear. So feel free to put in the chat on who do you think is going to win the TBS championship. Do you think Mercedes is going to retain? Or do you think there's going to be a new TBS champion? Remember, 2 years ago at Full Gear, Kris Statlander, I believe, I'm actually going to look this up. I'm going to look this up. I have to look this up because I know 2 years ago she was a TBS champion, but I'm trying to figure this out. So, let me look this up. I know she was TBS champion. I'm trying to think, did she walk out? Because this is going to drive me crazy. This is going to drive me crazy. Let's see. So, oh no, it wasn't 2022. It was actually last year. I don't know why I kept thinking it was 2022 for some odd reason. I think maybe because that was the last time AEW came in. AEW came to New Jersey in 2022. But yeah. Yep, Posa, you're right. You are right because yep, you're right, Posa, because last year Kris Statlander walked in as TBS champion and she lost. But will she turn the tables and walk out as TBS champion? Tony Stark could be retiring her timeless character and go back. And she was, yes, Bobby, that is something I'm going to talk about throughout the night. I will talk about that after Kris Statlander and Hikaru Shida and these two. You know what? I actually like Hikaru Shida because she actually enjoys it, and she is a lady I don't mess with. And I would love for her to get back in the AEW Women's Championship picture because I feel like she's had many bangers and matches with some of her rivals, like Dr. Britt Baker, of course, Kris Statlander she faced in the past, Toni Storm she's faced off in the past. I think so. And the fans go crazy over Shida. And she's giving Kris Statlander a beating. But going picture in picture, even though it's on commercial, the match is still going on. And it looks like Hikaru Shida is getting the upper hand on Kris Statlander. So hopefully Kris Statlander finds a way to get back up. And I'm just following. Ooh, Shida's just giving Kris Statlander a beating. I can see why they call her the ace of the women's division. Yes, thank you, Bobby, for that. A nice match against Thunder Rosa and Penelope Ford. Yes, so she's had many matches with some of the well-known ladies in AEW. While the women's match is going on, Anna Jay looks incredible. Yes, Boza, I was going to say that. And also, yes, Boza, I did mention she is a 3-time AEW women's champion. I did mention that too. I am very proud of Anna Jay. She improved so much, And also, even though she's not going to get a shot at Mariah May for her women's championship, that doesn't mean that Anna Jay can still play mind games with her, and the match could be non-title. So I have a feeling for Saturday in her championship celebration, not only Anna Jay is going to crush it, but I think we're going to get a surprise from my client, Toni Storm. And the reason I say that because people think she's retired from AEW and wrestling. I don't think so. She's quote unquote retired because it's timeless. So she can go back to any era she wants. She even can go back to the gimmick she had when she first debuted on AEW. So I think my client has some tricks up her sleeve, and she's not going down without a fight. And also, like I said, I would not be shocked if she had Anna Jay, because Anna Jay and Mariah May have this is actually the first legit rivalry that Mariah May has had since she's been champion. I know she had a feud with Willow, but this is like the first one that actually made it organically believable. And I do think Anna Jay and her are definitely going to have matches. And it doesn't have to be involving the women's championship. They can just really go at it. But also returning to this match, because the match is still in picture, Kris Statlander and Hikaru Shida are both laid out in the ring. So almost counting to 10. Both ladies are trying to get up very, very slowly. And they're just throwing punches and jabs at each other. Let's see. Shida. Yeah, look at this. Oh! Suplex by Kris Statlander. Alrighty, so. Oh, nice uppercut by Kris Statlander. She has an upper hand to Shida. Is this a 1, 2? Kick out by Shida. See. All right, let's see. All right, these two ladies are just going at it. At it. These ladies are just going at it right now. Shida. It looks like Hikaru Shida. She's actually going for it. She's going for it right here. Kick. Let's see. Kris Statlander. Ooh. 2. Kick out by Kris Statlander. Ooh. Kick out by Statlander. This is actually a really good match, and I'm happy they are getting the length that they deserve. But if I go back, I would like to see more than one women's match on Dynamite. You could do it on Rampage and Collision, but I would like to see more than one women's match on your flagship show. Statlander countered. Oh, a kick by Shida. Oh, German suplex by Shida. And she wants to end this thing. Kick. Oh. 1, 2, 3. Your winner, Kris Statlander. That's your winner, Kris Statlander. I will say those ladies give a very solid performance, and it really built a lot of momentum for Kris Statlander heading into her match this weekend at Full Gear. Is around this time last year, she was the TBS champion. She walked in, but she lost. Will she be able to repeat? Will she be able to rechange her story? Because this weekend, will Kris Statlander become a two-time TBS champion? Who comes out is nobody but the CEO. And what a coincidence that she's on Dynamite on TBS. Well, he's here on TBS, by the way. And Camille is still in her wrist after what happened a couple weeks ago with the car. But let's see what the CEO has to say. Well, Kris Statlander went for the point. Mercedes, why would you put Camille in harm's way, knowing she's still in a sling, especially against Kris Statlander and Hikaru Shida? I mean, this is going to be a lot different than some of the battles. She said, no shade against Queen Amanada and Willow, and some of the other ladies that she had, but it's going to be fun. And we see the Herc Syndicate backstage, and they're trying to find Swerve Strickland, but it looks like they beat the. I want to say it's not a security guard. It has to be from Honor. But up next, we're gonna hear from Bobby Lashley. But they are looking for Swerve, the Hurt Syndicate. But Swerve is a sneaky man to find. Oh man, it's crazy. Mercedes isn't the only women's match. Yeah, that's another thing. Is honestly, and that's kind of what we here at WWT Live said a couple weeks ago, because they need to put at least more than one women's match on the card. It's crazy because I know we've seen a few earlier this year, but I mean, we've seen a few earlier this year. Like we saw 2 women's matches on Dynasty. We've seen 2 on Double or Nothing. We've seen 2 women's matches on Forbidden Door. I just think they really kind of need to get their act together. And it's like, I know Mariah and Anna had a great feud, but even though Mariah is doing her celebration this weekend, we may see Anna Jay crashing it. So we may see Anna Jay crashing it. She may get some unexpected help. So I think that's something they really need to work out this year. They need to at least put more than one women's match. Wrestle Dream. Oh yes, Bobby, that is true. It did have 2 matches, but I'm talking about like not the pre-show, but the main card. The main card. It's like, I know there's been a few on the main card that had 2, but it would be nice at least for them to have more than 2 on their main card. I just wish it was a little bit crazy, but I do believe or maybe, well, it's a possibility. I think so, or maybe Tony Stone, The Rock. Well, it's a possibility. I think if we get a second win, yeah, it's a possibility for 0 Hour. I could see that happening, but who knows? Maybe, like I said, Mariah May's gonna finally have her celebration. I mean, we could see Anna Jay crashing it, and she may get some unexpected help from there. We might not see, but I think that's something AEW really needs to think about, because I feel like some of the storylines don't have to involve the championship with TBS and the AEW Women's Championship. I just think there are so many rivalries that you could do within the women's division. There needs to be some time to really get in motion. I mean, I know you have a television title that's your main title instead of your AEW Women's World title. Like, that should be like your top tier title within the women's division. I mean, TBS title should be secondary, but who am I to say? So, but I know Mercedes and Kris Statlander are definitely going to have a match. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. And, oh, we get to hear from Jay White. He has his promo in, and, oh, that is so cool that they did a flashback of him and Hangman Adam Page in a match. And I will say that match is going to be fire between Hangman Adam Page and Jay White. They're definitely going to deliver. And it's been a very low-key rivalry with them. So I'm very intrigued to see that. Those two are definitely going to be physical with one another. And I cannot wait to see that match. That's going to be something. That match is going to be something. And we're going to see Bobby Lashley in action. We're going to see Mr. Bobby Lashley in action. So I'm very excited to see. Oh, I thought we see Bobby. Oh, there he is. So let's see. Bobby Lashley, he's in the match, and he's accompanied by, of course, MVP and Shelton Benjamin. So, as I mentioned earlier, they came in the... Oh, am I on mute? I don't think I'm on mute. I don't think I am. Can you guys hear me? I don't think I am on mute. I should be okay. Hi, Darcy. Thank you for joining on this watch along for Dynamite. As I mentioned earlier, we see Bobby Lashley in his match right before his big match against Swerve Strickland this weekend. Of course, he's accompanied by MVP and Shelton Benjamin. So he faced off against Joe Keys and Cheeseburger. And I'm guessing they're local people probably in the Reading, PA area from the crowd reaction. So it's but you know, I'm gonna pray on it. And as I mentioned earlier, that's okay, Boza, no worries. I was like, I know I don't have myself on mute, but yeah, Bobby Lashley. And as I mentioned earlier, they're looking for Swerve Strickland because Swerve, or as Max Caster calls him, Sneaky Swerve, came from behind and jumped Bobby Lashley. So he's very sneaky. But they're looking for Swerve Strickland throughout the night. So they will be looking for him. That's okay, Boza. It's all good. All good. Thank you guys for joining on this edition of Dynamite tonight. It's the final Dynamite before Full Gear. So we've had a lot of action tonight. We saw the All-Star 8-man tag team match. We saw Hikaru Shida taking on Kris Statlander. We heard from my client, OC Orange Cassidy. He's going at it alone tonight against Wheeler Yuta. I know the conglomeration wants to help, but that man is so stubborn. And I know he has a lot of friends. This is something he's going to have to do. So, but I'm pretty sure Orange has some tricks up his sleeve. And then also we get to hear from Darby Allin and Claudio because they have a match tonight as well. And I'm just looking at it. Bobby Lashley looks like it, but it looks like one of the jobbers kicked out. I mean, they're showing a little bit of fight towards Bobby Lashley, so I'm happy this is not a 10-second squash match. At least they're putting in some effort into it. But it looks like Bobby Lashley is not playing any games. Spine Buster. Oof. Let's see. Getting ready to spear. Woof! Spear. He just really wants to destroy him. Oh no. Well, he put him on, and that's the same move he put on Swerve Strickland a couple weeks ago. I mean, it has to be. Match is over. Winner by submission, Bobby Lashley. He really wants to destroy him. But I think he's ready he's ready for Swerve Strickland. And I know Swerve is lurking backstage. Oh, there's Swerve! Prince Nana has a chair! He's ready for battle! And I think he said he used to wrestle too. But Nana, he really is putting it in there. Oh, Swerve! He came out of the ring! Swerve came out of the ring, and he got the upper hand of Bobby Lashley, and look at MVP punch to him. Man. Swerve. Oh man. Ooh, kill shot. Look at Swerve. Ooh. Well, Swerve made a statement. He made a statement. I can't believe Nana came out with it. I really thought he was going to hit him with a chair. Oh, man. Well, we'll find out this weekend at Full Gear. Swerve got the upper hand because I know the last 2 weeks he had a flip. Swerve got the upper hand and he got his chain with him. So, oh, man. I'm going to tell you something. That match is going to be something. And Swerve, He might have got the last lap tonight, but we'll see what happens on Full Gear. Yeah, Nana was a jobber against the Vert. Yeah, that is true. Is he from your hometown? Are you talking about Swerve? Because Swerve is from Tacoma, Washington. Oh, I think yeah, because I kept thinking Bobby, he's from Tacoma. Oh, and we got to hear from our women's champion, Mariah May, and sure. Let's see what the champ has to say. Well, we're going to see the celebration this weekend. Like I said, I would not be shocked if Anna Jay crashed it because even though she now doesn't have a shot against her anymore, she can still play mind games with her. And we get to see the one and only Darby Allin. Darby is a special human being. Don't worry about it. We're definitely getting Nana versus MVP somewhere down the line. We're gonna get it soon. I'm talking about recently WWE. No, so Bobby, a little bit about that. So Aaron Rourke is actually from Long Island, New York. And a little fact there, even though he was at Wrestle Open, he started off wrestling at Creative Pro Wrestling School, the same wrestling school where many stars from AEW came from, such as MJF, Kris Statlander, Alex Reynolds, Max Caster, and I'll also throw in Anthony Bowens too, because even though there's a Creative Pro location and Wrestle Pro location in New Jersey, so Anthony wrestled there for a bit as well. But I'm very proud of Aaron. I've seen some of his matches when he was the Creative Pro champion. I did see his match over the summer he had against Max Caster, which was so good. So he is a little star on the rise, and I'm very, very proud of him. Definitely along with Bryce Donovan, who's also a WWE ID perspective because he came from Creative Pro as well. Him, Caster, and Bobby Orlando all created the Shook Crew, and I got to watch some of their YouTube videos, and they're pretty funny. So it was really, really, really good. But yeah, I'm really happy for them, and it really makes me excited to see the future is bright within independent wrestling, and I'm happy some of these stars are getting an opportunity to really shine on the big stage soon, whether it be in WWE, AEW, TNA, Ring of Honor, New Japan. It's just been a wonderful year for wrestling fans. But anyway, Darby take it on Claudio. And Darby, he just looks focused as ever. The one thing I was saying about that, he is committed and he will do whatever he can. And he may be a small guy, but don't underestimate his size. So, Darby, Claudio. And the fans love Darby Allin. How can you not root against Darby Allin? Okay. Darby Allin. My goodness. Let's see. Claudio. I hope Claudio's, well, I know they battled probably in previous years, but You should not underestimate him. Yeah. He's ready to go. Ooh, leapfrog, Darby Lynn on his feet. Claudio. Ooh, nice counter by Darby. 1, 2. Go by Claudio. Ooh, springboard. 1, 2. Kick out by Claudio. Look at Darby. He's trying to do a combo job. He's gonna do it. Ooh, and Claudio corner. Put him like a rag doll. Oh man. Get him on the barricade. Ooh, uppercut. Boy, Darby Allin tripped over the barricade. Darby Allin trying to... Darby Allin, bless your little heart. Bless your little heart. Darby trying to get up. Claudio's just taunting him. Oh boy. Vertical suplex. He's bringing... Oh my goodness. He's bringing him back to the ring? No way. He brought him back to the ring. Suplexed him in the ring. Oof. You can't underestimate the size of Claudio Castagnoli. And it's just like Claudio's kind of taunting Darby Allin. He's just taunting him, and it looks like he has the upper hand. He's like dragging Darby like a rag doll. Ugh. Hopefully Darby can get out of it. But if you are joining, thank you guys for joining me on this watch along for Dynamite. As I mentioned, we are on the road to Full Gear as we're shaping up to be. We just had a few more actions, and we are on the we're on the final hour. Where has the time gone? And happy to be with all of you on a Wednesday. So before I do that, I definitely want to thank Boza, Bobby, Eddie. Let me see who else I didn't miss. Adarshi, Adi, for joining on tonight's show, this watch along edition. And if you're watching right now, we are in the middle of Claudio Castagnoli versus Darby Allin. Darby Allin trying to get the upper hand with quickness, but it looks like Claudio is really getting the upper hand against Darby Allin. So this is going to be... We do have a few more matches coming up. Of course, we have Orange Cassidy versus Wheeler Yuta. We also have, I'm trying to think of it, my memory serves me right. We also have the contract signing between Chris Jericho and Tomohiro Ishii. And I feel like there's another match I'm missing. There's contract signing, Orange Cassidy versus Wheeler Yuta. Oh, and also we're going to hear from Big Boom AJ because he has his match on the pre-show against QT Marshall. So we'll be hearing from him tonight. So we're going to have some fun as well. And we just got through action. Of course, we kicked off with the All-Star 8-man tag team match between members of the Don Callis family, Brian Cage, Lance Archer, Konosuke Takeshita, and Kyle Fletcher, taking on Will Ospreay, Powerhouse Hobbs, Ricochet, and Mark Davis. The Don Callis family came out on top, And it also builds momentum too for Kyle Fletcher leading into Full Gear this weekend. We got to see some ladies in action. Kris Statlander taking on Hikaru Shida. And we got to see Kris Statlander get the win. And also cut the last laugh towards Mercedes Moné as she tried to get Camille and do a cheap shot towards her. But this is going to be her toughest challenge yet. And I would not underestimate Kris Statlander one bit, because you may be undefeated, Missy, but you're facing off against a former TBS champion. Just want to be clear on that. We also got to hear from Orange Cassidy, my client, Darby Allin, the women's champion, Mariah May. And we also got to see Bobby Lashley in action, and Swerve Strickland end up getting the last laugh right before their match at Full Gear this weekend. So that. Anyways, turning back to the action, we have Darby Allin taking on Claudio Castagnoli. And so far, halfway through this match, it seems like Claudio's getting the upper hand of poor Darby. So Darby rolled out of the ring. Oh, finally, Darby. Oh no, he's biting his head off. Oh my goodness. Well, at least Darby is showing some offense. Ooh. Counter. Darby's going at it again. And he did it again. He hit Claudio with the rail. Oh my goodness, Darby. Darby is a special little human. He's just a special little human. What can go wrong? Darby Allin. Oh! Darby's trying to get time to recover. Oh, off the top rope by Claudio. And it looks like this. 1, 2, kick out by Darby. I agree, Tony Schiavone. Darby Allin is relentless, and he has this tenacious energy that doesn't give up. You can't not deny him for that. I think he's going to go for the swings to Darby. Ooh, package 1, 2. Kick out by Claudio. Look at that. I think Darby has him in a submission hold. But it's just power of Claudio. Ooh! 2. That was an incredible counter by Darby did. I can't believe it. Code Red. Wow. Darby Allin trying to get up on his feet. See, Darby trying to get the upper hand. See, Darby's trying to get the upper hand. Oh my goodness, Darby Allin, he's like Darby looks like he's like out. And Claudio looks like he's getting. Oh, look, he's doing the swings. And he hit him on the steel steps. Oh my goodness, he is shaking on the announce table. Audio. Goodness, Claudio really wants to destroy. He really wants to destroy Darby. Oh my goodness, no. Oh my goodness, he just threw Darby out onto the table. My goodness. Look at Darby. Darby has to be like laid out. I'm not sure if he can get up after that. That is very scary. He just table didn't even break. And the referee, he's counting. Darby is out cold. That is true, Boza. He loves pain. He loves pain. He's not used to that, but whew, that was like, I mean, I'll never forget the match at Revolution. He went through a glass. Dear God. I have shades of that. Went through glass. And here comes Darby. He comes back. That just, ooh, punch. 3. That's it. Oof. That is it. Your winner of the match is Claudio Castagnoli. Man, I know Darby gave it everything he had, but he was just really in pain, especially after that bad throw that Claudio made Darby. And we get to hear from the tag team champions because they got a big match this weekend. So let's hear what the champs have to say. Okay, so we got to hear from the champs. And we got to hear from AJ and Big Boom, which, as I mentioned, QT Marshall, they have a match. Oh, and speaking of that, here is MJF. MJF, once a jerk, always a jerk. A lot of words to say from MJF. Mentioned bringing up his Roderick Strong's uprising, coming from a broken home, which that's always been his MO because he likes to push buttons and he likes to get under people's skin, especially on the life they live. But I just hope MJF doesn't take Roderick Strong too lightly. Roderick Strong's been around the business for quite some time. He's one of the best to do it. He's a former AEW International Champion. He beat my client, Orange Cassidy, at Revolution this year. So if I were MJF, I would not take this match easily. And go to your point, Boza, on how Tony can. Well, when you pay one of your top guys a large sum of money, this is what happens when you give them also creative control as well. Because at the end of the day, it's all about the money. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's all about the money. And before that, we got to see Private Party, the tag team champions, because, you know, they talked about the odds stacked against them. Well, you know, the odds, I mean, it's always been in their favor. Well, actually, shockingly enough, I was actually reading reports floating around, especially in the wrestling world and Twitter world, that they were favorites to win the titles. And this is actually going to be a really good test for them because they're facing off against some tag teams that are no joke. You're facing off against a tag team that's on the rise in the Outrunners. You're facing off against the House of Black, who's been around the block before. They're former trios champions. And also they've been in AEW from the beginning. And then, of course, you have my clients, the most winningest tag team in AEW, homegrown, by the way, and former tag team champions, The Acclaim. And Anthony Bowens is coming home to the Garden State. So that's going to be exciting to do. But I do believe the tag team match, I'm actually excited to see that match because I know that match is going to be fire. And it just really brings a lot of dynamics to the different tag teams. And it's nice that they are including a former tag team champion, most specifically a homegrown talent. No shade against FTR, but I'm really happy The Acclaim is in more. And plus, I really want to see House of Black after last week. So it's going to be a fun match, shaping up to be Full Gear. Those I know it's shocking and frustrating, but that's how MJF is. All right, so we get to hear AJ and AJ Big Boom because he'll be facing off against QT Marshall in the pre-show this weekend. So I'm going to listen in on what he has to say. I know, Boza. I will be there at Full Gear. I mean, I'll take a look at the match and see how it is. I mean, hopefully. But we're going to hear from Here Comes the Undisputed Kingdom, Matt Taven, Michael Bennett, and we're going to hear from Project Strong because I know he has some more to say after what Mr. MJF said. So let's hear what Mr. Roderick Strong has to say. So Roderick Strong feels fired up in his match against MJF, and yeah, the interesting to say about some of the comments, but like I said, I saw shenanigans in that match between MJF and Roderick Strong, and it's not going to end clean. But anyways, going from one match to another, we see what happened on Collision this past week Saturday when Daniel Garcia faced off against Johnny TV. Jack Perry took out Matt Menard during his match, and if you saw it, Jack Perry and Daddy Magic tied Jack Perry to his bus and gave him a ride. Which I have to say, that's pretty funny. And it's ahead of their match for the TNT Championship. That match is going to be fire. So they're seeing. So this is actually footage. This is Daniel Garcia. They kidnapped Jack Perry. So we go from Daniel Garcia and Jack Perry to the contract signing between Ishii and Chris Jericho. Let's see what happens. So I got to see Chris Jericho. They were doing the contract signing. I haven't chuckled that much. Jericho ready for his life. And then, of course, we see the learning through Big Bill, Ryan Keith, and then we see the collaboration. Rocky Romero and Mark Briscoe. I haven't left. Yeah. See, Boza, it's not that bad. I have to. You gotta admit that is pretty funny. I was like, Chris, he just what can you say? That's one of the reasons why Chris Jericho was one of my heroes as a kid. He'll turn something. He'll turn the most dumbest thing of a situation, and he will make it funny. And sometimes it's successful. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it is. But hey, it's just a chuckling. He saw Chris Jericho throughout the moment. But I'm actually looking forward to seeing that match next week on Thanksgiving Eve for the Ring of Honor Championship. So we see the conglomeration cleaning house to the learning tree, getting us ready for next week. And it's funny, it's on the conglomeration because that'll shift us over because we have one more match on Dynamite tonight. And I can't believe it. We're almost at the halfway point. But it's official. Contract signing is an interesting. I'm sorry. I'm just laughing at Chris because he still has his eyes open. Like, really? So, folks, right up next is the main event. Wheeler Yuta taking on my client, Orange Cassidy. It's been a fun evening. But of course, thank you for everybody to join on this watch along for Dynamite as we get ready for Full Gear happening this weekend. It's been really fun. And I think you guys need to check out some merch that we have on WWT. So feel free to check out some of the merch we have and hopefully you'll support us more.
Hey, yo, you. Yeah, you. That's watching this. You sitting on the couch staring at the screen not knowing what you want to do like this is an online college. Are you tired of wearing shirts that make you look like an extra stuck in catering? Do you want to step your wrestling swag game up to the next level? Then Women's Wrestling Talk has got you covered. Like literally. Are you for life in pink or black and white? Or maybe you're the EST and people need to respect you accordingly. Want to put some pride in your stride and show off the muscle in your hustle? Then make sure you check out the WWT store. Not now, but right now. Alright? What you waiting for? Head to www talkpodstore.com and don't make me fight you. Shit.
This episode of Women's Wrestling Talk has been brought to you by All Caribbean Wrestling. Catch the wave. Go to allcaribbeanwrestling.com to check out all the latest pay-per-views or go on the YouTube page at All Caribbean Wrestling. Also, go and check out their socials on Instagram at All Caribbean Wrestling and on X at All Caribbean WR1.
We also want to give a shout out to All Caribbean Wrestling, who is one of our sponsors for WWT Live and also for everything that they've done. So giving a kudos to them. And also feel free to check out merch. As I said, we're in the main event. We're getting ready. Oh, thanks, Logan, for joining. My prediction is Mercedes still TBS champion. Well, thank you for putting in your prediction. I appreciate you doing that because everybody is picking. A lot of people picking Mercedes, but for me, I'm picking Kris Statlander to be TBS champion again. And also, I am going to put up my bold predictions before Full Gear. So I will not be on WWT Live this Friday as I'm getting ready to prepare myself to be in person. But I will be posting some content right before that. So you guys are just going to have to wait. But it has been a fun night. And also, please don't forget, because I will be doing a post show after Dynamite is over. I will be doing this on a separate link. So stay where you are and don't go anywhere because I will be giving my thoughts on every single match that happened, event, and just really getting the feel for Full Gear. So, have to give a shout out to, make sure I forget, Logan, Boza, Bobby, let's see, Eddie, Adarish Adi. So, all right. Oh, and we're going to hear from Jamie Hager. Then we're going to see Julia Hart. And speaking of that, you already know what time it is. Orange Cassidy. There he is. Going at it alone. Let's see. Here he is. Orange. My client OC. Stubbornly freshly squeezed, but I can understand why he let it on his own. There he is. Putting the thumbs up. That's my client. Oh, freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy. And he's ready for battle. I always have to put on the shades. Have to. It's important. Yes, Eddie, as you mentioned, Julia Hart is coming back, but it's interesting that she interrupted Jamie Hager. I feel like that's going to be the next thing. Yep, it's time for Courtney to come out and visit. And once again, we have to stay with this. That is true. I always make sure I put my shades on whenever he comes to the ring. So, teacher versus student. As I mentioned on WWT Live, Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor trained with Wheeler Yuta. And actually, Wheeler Yuta was part of the Best Friends when AEW first started. So there's a lot of history between these two. So take up your shades, OC. Wheeler Yuta is not wasting any time. And this is made of time. My client, freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy, taking on Wheeler Yuta. It is time. Yes, Courtney Cassidy is visiting. So here we go. Orange. Teacher versus student. This is going to be interesting. Top rope. 1, 2, kick up. Yeah, they keep putting him to sleep on BNE. Yes, that is true. Because my guy OC's been there from the beginning. There's a reason he's a two-time AEW International Champion. Here we go. 1, 2. Kick up by Yuta. Even. It's even. Jamie Hager is Becky Lynch's version. Well, Logan, to be fair, I think the reason people are saying that she is Becky Lynch is because of the hair. The hair, some of the outfits, but I have a stretch to say she is Becky Lynch because last time when I saw Jamie Hager, like she was doused in black dye, like she dyed her hair black. So I do like the hair color on her. It does fit Jamie Hager, and also wearing the 70s aspect. So I would say Becky Lynch. But going back to the main event, Orange. Look, my guy's doing what he does best. Orange Cassidy. You just can't deny. You just can't deny. You can say whatever you want about Orange Cassidy, but you cannot deny the work that he has put in. You can't. Cannot deny. Oh, he landed on his back. Oh no. Gee, that was a nasty hit. Oh no, his neck. I feel like I know between Moxley and Orange, this is more. Sorry about that. This is more than just the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. This is just about destroying Orange Cassidy and making sure he doesn't get to Full Gear. And he's targeting that neck that's been bothering him throughout the night. And he took up that turnbuckle. Oof. Okay. Cassidy had a counter. Right. See, they're both outside on the ring apron, outside. Orange is trying to counter. Oh, DDT on the neck. He's just really targeting that neck. He's trying to make sure he doesn't make it to Full Gear this weekend. So, you know, it's a picture in picture. Match is still happening, and Orange Cassidy is on the floor. But we're almost at the halfway point. We're just almost wrapping up the night. Just to let you know, there will be a post show after this. So feel free to stick around after this. There will be on a different link. So stick around, get yourself freshened up. I will get myself freshened up because there is a lot to cover during the post show. But thankfully, it's but Orange, my client's laid out. He's gonna make it. Got back in the ring. Yuta. Ooh, counter. Wait, what? Ooh, hi. What did you pick out by Wheeler Yuta? And he's still bothered by that neck, that attack that Wheeler Yuta did. So that's actually hard to do. see. Orange, give a punch on the top rope to Yuta. Let's see this. Woof! Nice counter by OC. On the top rope, trying to do a suplex, but Yuta's trying to counter. Yuta's trying to counter. Let's see. Yuta's throwing a few punches. Headbutt to Orange Cassidy. Headbutt. Oh, scratching on his back. Ooh, suplex by Orange Cassidy. It's hard to believe that he's in his 40s and he's still doing it because he looks like he could be in his 30s. OC. He doesn't look like it. And of course, Orange still feels on the neck. Throwing punches left and right. And we're back live. Picture. So it looks like throwing punches back and forth. Thank you guys. If you are tuning in right now, it is main event time between my client, Freshly Squeezed Orange Cassidy, taking on Wheeler Yuta. Teacher versus student. So this is gonna be fun. Oh, punch the ribs by Orange. Ooh, nasty kick. See? I don't care what anybody says about Orange Cassidy. You do not want to mess with him in the ring. Because when he's in the ring and he's in a different zone, this is where he gets a little dangerous. And there's a reason why he's a former AEW International Champion. Some of the matches that he had a street fight with Hangman Adam Page. He had matches with John Moxley. Faced off against Will Ospreay. Roderick Strong. Many people. And he is one of the, I don't want to say pillars, but one of the forefront when it comes to AEW homegrown talent. You just can't deny the work he puts in. And looks like he is ready to put this thing away. Ooh. German suplex. Ooh. Chop. Oof. He's putting the punch in on his neck. That's the same move that Bryan Danielson used to do. And Orange stopped him. Oh, he hurt his fingers. But he's in the ring. He's a different animal. Man, he wants to break his fingers. Kick to the face. Oh. 1, 2. Kick out by Yuta. And they're both laid out. Orange is with the fist. You know what he has to do. And, ooh, go for the orange punch. Yuta countered. 2. Kick out by Orange. Ooh. Let's see that. Ooh, that's a nasty. And it hit the neck, too. That has to be it. 2. Kick out by Orange. He's not giving up yet, folks. He doesn't back out from a fight. And Yuta's just targeting that neck. He's just targeting that neck. Like I said earlier, this is more than just the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. They're trying to destroy Orange so he won't get the Full Gear this weekend. And also, by the way, he's from New Jersey, so he needs this momentum. Especially he's from feet on the ropes, feet on the ropes, feet on the ropes. Gotta break the hold. Break it. I know one thing, Yuta needs to get it out of the referee's face. What's he doing? And he has a chair. His chair. It would have been better if it was a no disqualification match. 2, 3! The winner! My client, OC! He took out pawn number 1. See? Don't underestimate that man. Don't underestimate him. Watch your back, Orange. Watch your back. Watch your back, man. Orange, watch your back. There's Pac. Orange. Oof, that was a nasty kick. Well, and I know the champ isn't not far by. There's Claudio, who we saw earlier, took out Darby Allin earlier tonight. And of course, we see the champ. And they want to take out Orange. And the funny part about it is, he told the conglomeration to stay put, and he wants him on his own. But I know the rest of them had to deal with the learning tree, but there has to be. I hope he gets the truth. I know Orange wants to deal with it. What? They're really putting it in his pocket? Like I said, this is more than just getting the AEW title. They don't want him ready for Full Gear in front of his home crowd of Jersey. And they're just tipping him apart. You have the conglomeration. Darby, he was hurt. And then, of course, Willow, she's on concussion protocol. So he can't fight either. Look at, they're just taking away my client. Ugh. He's one person. He can't do it all himself. Throwing him like a rag doll. Where's the rest of the conglomeration when you need them? I know he said he wants to do it alone, but he needs the conglomeration. Where are the troops? They're just taking him. They're just taking my client like a rag doll. Taking him like a rag doll. That is true. That is proud and stubborn. I know, he's scared. Laid out my client. They're really gonna hurt his neck. He's got some tricks up his sleeve. And oh God. Laid him out. He's got some tricks up his sleeve. John thinks that he laid out Orange Cassidy, he has another thing coming. And look, members of the conglomeration, I know Orange, he told them to stay in the back, but guys, look at Orange. I know Orange is trying to get up, but after that match, Moxley, you made a big mistake. Big, big, big mistake. And he is still standing. That's why that guy is a two-time AEW. Ah! And he got the shades! You can't underestimate Orange. He got the pockets in. A little saggy, but he's there. See? Moxley, you made a big, 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 big mistake, my friend. Big mistake. And I'm happy the conglomeration's at his side. But I think Orange is going to get some reinforcements at Full Gear this weekend. He's going to get some reinforcements and he's going to get some help. He got the shades, man. He got the shades. See? Don't underestimate my client one bit. Because he'll just come back and do what he does best. But, excuse me, this wraps up Dynamite. The final Dynamite before Full Gear. Now, I'm going to give myself at least 10, 20 seconds because we have a post show afterwards. So feel free to take a bathroom break, get some water break, get everything you need. I am going to be back probably in the next 10, 20 seconds where I'm going to give a quick post show on what happened on Dynamite. So feel free to check it out. This is WWT's Media and PR Princess. Everything you need to know about AEW. And I will see you shortly. And this has been a wonderful, successful watch along as we are cutting close to Full Gear. So I will see you guys in the post show.